The UN's nuclear watchdog has given Japan the go-ahead to dump treated radioactive water into the ocean. The International Atomic Energy Agency says water from the damaged Fukushima nuclear power plant will have a negligible impact on the environment. There is widespread public opposition to the move in neighboring China and South Korea, and from fishermen still recovering from the triple disaster 12 years ago.
IAEA Chief Rafael Grossi met Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida in Tokyo on the first day of his 4-day visit to Japan, bringing with him a report that contains findings of a 2-year review by the agency. The report said data of the wastewater stored at the crippled nuclear power plant in Fukushima conformed with international standards.
The plan, as it has been proposed and devised, is in conformity with the agreed international standards. And its application, if the government decides to proceed with it, would have negligible impact on the environment, meaning the water, fish, and sediment.
For more on Japan's controversial plan, Robin Grimes, professor of material physics at Imperial College London, joins us live from Manchester. Now, we understand Japanese authorities say the water will undergo a stringent filtration process. In your opinion, should we be concerned about potential health hazards from this water release?
No, I don't. But let's unpack that. The water, of course, was very contaminated back when the accidents occurred. But they've been through a process to remove the vast majority of the radioactive species, leaving a very small amount of residual tritium in the water. The amount of tritium in the water is well below the levels that there would be any concern. In fact, it's only twice the amount that you would have in drinking water for the United States, and actually considerably less than the limits that the World Health Organization would specify. So from that point of view, what's being released is not going to be a concern. You then have to ask the question of what happens to the water after it's released. And this is to do with whether or not there are any biological processes to accumulate the radioactive materials. And in the case of tritium, there are not. So again, it's safe from the long term as well as the short term.
But over time, what kind of impact will this water release have on the environment and humans, considering that tritium is carcinogenic over time?
Yeah, so it is a radiotoxic species, but the extent to which it causes damage to the environment and to individuals depends on the concentration of that radiotoxic species, the tritium. And it is already at a very, very low rate. And once it's released, it will be diluted very, very considerably indeed. So it would be very difficult actually even to detect it. And we are very, very good at detecting even incredibly minute amounts of this material. But I think there's another issue that we also need to be concerned about here. And that is that people will be concerned. The fishermen may have more difficulty in selling their catch. So there's a job to be done to ensure that people understand that the fish being caught in this area will not be damaged. There will not be a concern. And so that's the social implications.